Dancing with the Stars Season 34 is officially underway. How's it going, guys? It's Eric Sharkey, aka the Dancing with the Stars superfan, back with another video, and today I'm going to be recapping the premiere of Dancing with the Stars Season 34. Also, if you guys like this video, or if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and smash that like button and ring that bell to get notified for more Dancing with the Stars content from my channel. Apparently, we have some good news and bad news. The bad news is Carrie-Anne wasn't present due to illness, but don't worry, she stated on her Instagram story that she'll be back next week. But the good news is, even though Sasha doesn't have a partner this season, he's still part of the show this season. He'll be behind the scenes while he's live streaming on TikTok. Just like last year, the celebrity competing got to pick their favorite song, which is known as their anthem. Now, let's get right to the dances. To kick off the season are Jordan and Ezra dancing the salsa to Break My Soul by Beyonce. Derek said it was amazing, he liked the flips and tricks in that dance, but he wanted to see more salsa content in that dance. Although Bruno loved the Beyonce reference in that dance, however, he felt like some of the moves were a bit wobbly. I also liked the flips and tricks in that dance as well as the energy and the vibe. Even though it had some small issues with that salsa, it was still a great dance to kick off the season. Last year, Ezra went last during last season's premiere. This year, he and his partner went first. For their salsa, they received 2 5s from Derek and Bruno, giving them a 10 out of 20. Next up is Dylan and Daniela dancing the cha-cha to Milkshake by Khalees. Bruno said his movements and timing were on and off, but he also said shaking his butt was first class. Even though Derek agreed with Bruno on his timing and his movements, he said it was a surprising first dance. I've also noticed he was a little bit off on his moves. However, the bright side is, we saw some potential in him, and it's pretty interesting that he chose this song as his anthem. For their cha-cha, they received 2 5s from Derek and Bruno, giving them a 10 out of 20. Next up is Elaine and Alan dancing the cha-cha to Woman by Kesha featuring the Dap King horns. Derek said she needs to work on her arms, but all in all, she was amazing. And Bruno also said she needs to work on her arms as well as her shoulders. She told us in her first rehearsal package that she had a dancing background, but not ballroom. When we saw her dancing once again, despite some hiccups, she still got it in her. For their cha-cha, they received 2 6s from Derek and Bruno, giving them a 12 out of 20. Next up is Whitney and Mark dancing the tango to Golden by Hunter X. Bruno said the performance was incredible, and even though Derek really liked the dance, she needs to work on her frame. She had really great flexibility, it was clean, crisp, and she had really great content in that dance. This dance is also a great welcome back moment for Mark, and if they keep it up, they'll be a force to be reckoned with. For their tango, they received a 7 from Derek and an 8 from Bruno, giving them a 15 out of 20. Although Bruno pulled out the 7 paddle instead of an 8, he put in the 8 first, so which means Whitney and Mark got the first 8 of the season. Next up is Baron and Britt dancing the cha-cha to You Can't Touch This by MC Hammer. Derek said he didn't just touch this, he crushed this. And even though there weren't enough heel leads in that dance, he still liked the dance. I did notice some tiny issues in that dance, but on top of everything else, I liked the moves in that dance, especially the famous moves that they incorporated. When I saw those moves, I said to myself, okay Baron. For their cha-cha, they received 2 5s from Derek and Bruno, giving them a 10 out of 20. Next up is Alex and Val dancing the cha-cha to Circus by Britney Spears. Bruno said she's got the legs for it, but the one thing he wants her to work on is her fluidity. Derek said it was an impressive first dance, but he noticed she was a bit stiff at times. I also did notice she was stiff at times, but as long as the dance was great and she showed us a lot of potential, that's all that matters. For their cha-cha, they receive a 7 from Derek and a 6 from Bruno, giving them a 13 out of 20. Next up is Scott and Riley dancing the tango to Abracadabra by Lady Gaga. Derek wants him to work on his arm placement, and Bruno wants him to work on refining the movements. Even though there were issues in that dance here and there were some good parts in that dance that I really liked, and overall, it was still a good dance. For their tango, they received 2 5s from Derek and Bruno, giving them a 10 out of 20. Next up is Danielle and Pasha dancing the tango to Stronger by Kelly Clarkson. Bruno didn't expect Danielle to do so good in that dance, and Derek said it was a breath of fresh air. The one thing Bruno and Derek told her that she needs to work on is her shoulders, and I fully believe that Pasha has a partner that will make it past week 2 and week 3. For their tango, they received 2 6s from Derek and Bruno, giving them a 12 out of 20. Next up is Jen and Jan dancing the salsa to No Way Viol by Bad Bunny. Derek felt like the lifts were slowing them down, and he wanted to see a bit more dancing in it, and Bruno wants her to work on her steps and put some well into it. The bright side is, Jan did a really good job during his first dance, and I find it very impressive that she's on the show even though she had her 3rd child weeks ago. For their salsa, they received 2 6s from Derek and Bruno, giving them a 12 out of 20. Next up is Corey and Jenna dancing the tango to It's Still Rock and Roll to Me by Billy Joel. Although Bruno said the dance was great and Derek said the dance was fun to watch, both of them said he needs to work on his technique. There is a side note to it. He and Alfonso used to perform together in the past. When he was young, he had a little bit of dancing experience, especially dancing to some Michael Jackson moves. Despite the technical issues in that dance, it was still a fun dance to watch. For their tango, they receive a 4 from Derek and a 5 from Bruno, giving them a 9 out of 20. Next up is Lauren and Brandon dancing the tango to Yes and by Ariana Grande. Derek said it was elegant and he loved the texture and the movements in that dance, but she needs to work on her legs, and Bruno said he loved the fluidity, but he wants her to finish the movements cleanly. I thought this dance had really great energy. Ali and Romani made the finals. If they keep it up and if they have the votes, she may very well get there. For their tango, they receive a 7 from Derek and a 6 from Bruno, giving them a 13 out of 20. Next up is Andy and Emma dancing the cha-cha to Hold On, I'm Coming by Sam and Dave. Not only did I like his personality in that dance, he won the crowd with that dance. Even though there were some issues, especially with his timing, Emma knows how to keep it simple. For their cha-cha, they receive a 5 from Derek and a 4 from Bruno, giving them a 9 out of 20. Next up is Hilaria and Gleb dancing the cha-cha to Let's Get Loud by Jennifer Lopez. Derek said it was the best cha-cha that he has ever seen from a mother of 7, and Bruno said she went for it like a fury, and she won. She may be controversial this season, but I'm not gonna lie, it was a really great dance. Not only was it sharp, it was clean. Even with a hip injury that she sustained back in 2009, she got that dancing potential back like she had before. For their cha-cha, they received 2 7s from Derek and Bruno, giving them a 14 out of 20. And last up are Robert and Whitney dancing the jive to Born to Be Wild by Steppenwolf. Bruno said it wasn't good, it was great, and he thought the kicks and flicks were absolutely brilliant. And Derek said it was the best first dance that he had ever seen on the show. As I was watching their dance, I was smiling the entire time. Not only was it my favorite dance of that night, it was an incredible dance to end the season 34 premiere. It was so good, I couldn't even stop watching it. Usually the jive is very hard, especially when it's your first dance on the show. Just like his sister, when she did the jive to Crocodile Rock 10 years ago, he nailed it. For their jive, they receive an 8 from Derek and a 7 from Bruno, giving them a 15 out of 20. I also really loved the moment after their dance. Robert actually came up to Bindi and they hugged each other because Bindi was so proud of him. Now that we got to all the dances, let's take a look at the leaderboard. A two-way tie at the top of the leaderboard with 15 points are Robert and Whitney and Mark. Hilaria and Gleb with 14 points, Alex and Val, Lauren and Brandon tied with 13 points. A three-way tie with 12 points are Danielle and Pasha, Elaine and Alan, and Jen and Jan. A four-way tie with 10 points are Baron and Britt, Dylan and Daniela, Jordan and Ezra, and Scott and Riley. And a two-way tie at the bottom with 9 points are Andy and Emma, and Corey and Jenna. The best dances of the night were Hilaria Baldwin, Robert Irwin, and Whitney Levitt. And the surprise of the night was, to be honest, there were even more surprises compared to last year. So if I had to pick one, I would most certainly pick Danielle Fishel as the surprise of the night. The premiere was a bit better than last season's premiere, and despite Carrie Ann not being there, it's a bit different seeing only 2 judges because we're used to seeing 3. At the end of the day, you always gotta put your health first. Next week will not only be a double elimination, it'll be one hit wonders night, as our 14 couples will dance to songs by one-hit wonders. So what are your thoughts on the premiere, and which first dance was your favorite of that night? Let me know it all in the comments below. So that'll do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Eric Sharkey, aka the Dance with the Stars Superfan. Catch you next time.